Few places in America have experienced the unprecedented growth of Williston, North Dakota. Settled in the middle of the state's Bakken oil patch, advancements in horizontal drilling supercharged Williston's development, making it the fastest growing micropolitan economy in the nation from 2010 to 2015. Blessed with advancements other cities could only dream of, Williston faced a unique challenge, meeting the demands of an increased population with the eyes of the world fixed on their community.
You know, historically, Williston has relied on the energy industry cycles to experience a lot of the population growth. But this last cycle, over the last 10 years, has really been a little bit different. More diversity in the people that have come here and a much younger population base. And I think the way that the technology is being used in the industry has allowed for more moderate oil and gas exploration and development. So we're not seeing that abrupt start and stop to the growth economically and population-wise that we did in the 1950s and 1980s. So Williston has become a much more gradually growing economy and a much more gradually growing community.
This has been a unique situation for us. I can tell you I was born and raised here, and I did what a lot of people did in the mid-90s. When you graduated, you moved away because there wasn't a lot of opportunity. And I was fortunate enough to have the opportunity to come back in 2008 because of the increase in activity. With that comes a lot of the need for development of infrastructure, the need for water treatment plants, new roads, new government facilities to handle some of the increase in the impact. So you look at what our city leadership has done. They're not building just for tomorrow, they're building for 50 years out.
So when we're looking at families that are either moving to the area or deciding whether they want to make this community their home, we understand that schools is a huge part of that decision for any young family. And so if they can look at the schools and the education that we're providing and see, you know, this is a great opportunity for my children, I'm not sacrificing my education or the education for my children by being in a smaller community. That's why we're so focused on 21st century education, using technology in the classrooms, and really pushing with a personalized learning approach.
If you were a visitor to Williston over the last few years and missed some of the growth, coming back now, you'd see a very different community. You'd see a community that's matured and grown, but also a community that's got a lot more vitality to it and continues to have a really strong sense of energy as it grows into the future.
Healthcare, law enforcement, hospitality, recreation, with higher than average wages across a wide spectrum of careers, Williston is seeing continued widespread economic development create opportunities for young professionals, families, and people of all generations. Partnering with the Federal Aviation Administration and the state of North Dakota, this commitment to excellence is exemplified with the construction of a brand new $270 million airport in the heart of the city.
It's really exciting to see it all come to fruition. The excitement, I feel, can't be measured for our community to have a facility that's going to provide, first and foremost, reliable, safe, efficient air travel. With that, we're going to see, of course, additional employment in rental car operations, in restaurants, in our staff internally at the City of Williston, the fire department, police department, all of those different entities are ramping up to be able to cover the security needs, operational needs, and ultimately the customer service needs. It's absolutely amazing. More than likely never have an opportunity to do something like this again in my career, to oversee a greenfield ground-up airport in the middle of the prairie. It's been just an honestly humbling opportunity to be a part of.
In addition to the new airport, in 2016, Williston opened a brand new high school for 1,200 students. Just looking around at this facility, it's exciting for kids to be able to come to school here. We have a huge variety of classes here, including in drones and aviation, ag, all the way to the culinary arts. Really, really interesting, diverse curriculum so that by the time they're graduating, they're ready.
We got a lot going on with economic development here, and I tell you, I challenge anybody to find an area in the United States that has better opportunity than you'll find right here in Williston, North Dakota. We're going to have about 700 acres of the old airport property with which to redevelop. Right away, we're going to add that much needed restaurant and retail sector. I think we will see a convention center come into that area, as well as probably another hotel. We will add some affordable housing to the market. This isn't an afterthought. We've been planning the redevelopment of Swollen Field for 7 years now. We knew that with the redevelopment project, once we open XWA, we want to have a shovel in the ground the next day.
I can have a greater impact here than I think I can in other places where that change isn't as dynamic and where the community maybe isn't as receptive as they are here to growth. So it's been a really exciting place to be, where you can see the fruits of your work kind of changing the way your community lives and breathes.
As I've become more involved in the community, the people are so nice here. I just think that there's a lot of advantages to raising your kids in a small community like this that has the tremendous opportunities that we have here in Williston.
My wife and I call this home. We're proud to call Williston home. We had our first baby girl. She's 2.5 months right now, and she was born here in Williston. Very rarely will you hear the answer no. It's, we'll figure out how we can get this done. And it's really just spectacular to have that type of mentality in our city leadership and really in our community as a whole.